Hi guys, Nikki Sharp here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, I get questions all the time about how I do my makeup, so I wanted to share with you how to get this look. It's just a simple daytime look with just a few easy products. So the first thing that I do is, if my skin is red, which it normally is, I use this tea tree oil serum, gel I guess, and it's just a really thin layer. I've already put it on just to kind of calm my skin down. Next, I always wear sunscreen, and this is SPF 50. It's a really good one. It's not drying, it's not oily, it just kind of goes on, and then I start putting the makeup on after that. Now from there, I use Inika in number 4, which is my absolute favorite thing. This is just a really beautiful mineral powder, and it has a slight kind of shimmer to it. And I just go in circles all over with my kabuki brush, just in the top there, covering my whole face. And I always make sure to get down onto my neck because no one likes that line of color and no color. Going over the eyelids, kind of all over, and already you can see just what a difference it makes. It kind of makes your skin look a lot more fresh and clean, and then in the sunlight it does have this really beautiful shimmer, so you kind of sparkle. Next, I'm using just a Nars concealer. This is in medium custard, and I kind of go a little mental all over, but I go under the eyes. If I have any pimples, I kind of cover it there. I don't really have any big, well, I have a few. I typically, let's see, we'll just do a few random ones. It just blends really nicely, and I just use my finger and do little circles like this, and going under the eyes, and that just gets rid of dark circles, makes you look a little more fresh and alive. And then sometimes I'll just use it on the eyelids because I don't really wear eyeshadow. So next I use a blush, and this is Nars in Angelika, and then I just use an angled brush, and I kind of suck in my cheekbones, and then I put it right, I highlight up top my cheekbones. Another way to do it is if you smile, and then you see kind of the rosy cheeks that you want to do, and I go all the way up to my temples. So once I've done that, I like to bronze my face, and I use the Bobbi Brown and just bronze, and I use the brush that comes with it, and I typically go underneath the blush, and this makes your cheekbones stand out, and I go on the T-zone and just really quickly down the nose. Next, I use a little brow gel, which I got from the Brow Bar in London, but you can use different ones. I have a little case there, and you can use a pencil or whatever, but I just use this. It's kind of like a mascara, and I just go up and down, and it puts a nice shape to them and holds them in place. Contouring is really fun because you can basically give yourself like chiseled cheekbones or really thin nose without actually getting surgery. What I do first is I start with the YSL Touche Eclat, and this one is, I think this is 3.5 color. And I just go straight down the nose, and then sometimes like I'll go here, and then again you just blend with your finger, and then I'm taking a brow color and just a normal brush, and just really lightly I'm going down the sides of my nose, kind of leaving where the highlighted area, so you can see it's definitely a different color. And then I like to just take my fingers and mix it in. And then you can do the tip as well, just at the very bottom there. And again, doing that. And as you can see, it like slims your nose down, so it's really quite nice. Next, I just take eyelash curlers, put them down about 3/4 of the way. And so you start at the bottom, and then by the end, you're like at the very tip of your eyelashes. Once I'm done with that, I'm using Inika in just the brown. I absolutely love this pencil, and it has a cool sharpener on the end. And all I do is really quite messy. I just draw a full line across the eye, and I like a little winged look. Don't worry if it's not neat and pretty, you're just gonna take the back of the eyeliner. If you have an actual sponge brush, then you can kind of do that, but this works just fine, or you can use your fingers. And you're just gonna kind of go over it so that it's not quite a smooth line anymore, and it just looks quite nice. And then if you have any kind of mess ups, you can just use your fingers and do that. There we go, perfect. Now I've recently started using Too Faced mascara, and it comes with a little white lash weird thing. I can't really describe it very well, but I'll show you. It's nylon lash fibers. You put one coat of this, it's the false, better than false lashes, and you just do one coat. So then this is just like white fibers, and you just put it on. And then step 3 is you do another coat of this. Now I'm doing this pretty quick, so normally I do like 3 coats, but I don't know if you guys can tell the difference between the eyes, and this one just pops so much more. And this is really good if you don't have very thick eyelashes like myself. So now we'll do the other side. I personally like the kind of spider eyes look, or the like you're wearing fake eyelashes, so this is really good for that. So I've pretty much done everything I'm gonna do to my face. Now the last thing is lips, and I typically get a lot of slack for wearing nude colors. Everyone likes to see me in reds and pinks, but I'm a sucker for nude, what can I say? So I'm using Nars, and I'm totally gonna butcher the name, but it's madere. I think it's the second lightest one that they sell for lip color, and it's just matte, a matte lip color, and I just go like that. Mix. It doesn't really need to be that perfect, and as you can see, it does kind of wash my face out a little bit. And then I'm using Buxom in Princess, and this is the one that kind of plumps your lips, and it's just a really light pink. And I just put this over. Rub them together. And then I always take my finger and just kind of go like that to make sure that I don't have like a full top lip. So let that sit, and that's my makeup routine. So not that hard. I will detail all of the products that I've used in this for you guys. I've been using all of this stuff for a really long time, and I swear by Inika products, and yeah, it's a pretty simple routine. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let me know what you think, because I know you all have been requesting these videos for a while. So I'm happy to share more skincare, hair care, and how I normally do my hair, which is not very done right now. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and obviously let me know if you guys have any questions, comments, and I'll see you next time.